Is it sane? Is it possible? Still I ask myself, are we, am I? In our game, it's not logical, but you contemplate, are we, am I?
Yes! It's Friday! What's real? And the Carolina Hurricanes. We're about to show you, Carolina Hurricanes, what winning a division is all about, because we did it last year and so did you, but forget that. We're going to show you what happens when you win. Means you lose the next year, right? Right? Woo! Maddie was singing that TikTok song, that it's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, it's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday. Bo Grew kicking us off in the face-off dot, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday. Welcome to the SDPN Friday night stream. I'm your boy, Adam Wylde, and I'm very excited to be here. It's the Leafs, who are not the leaders of their division, against the Canes, who are, and, they're in different divisions, but you get the point. Draw because, of course, Bo Grew, member of the Grew crew. I don't know if you guys know this, but we got a back-to-back this weekend. So it's me and it's Steve. I was thinking about this on the way in. This is my third streamed game in 6 nights. I think that's almost playoff level. I think it actually is playoff level. Let's go. People are saying that their their ears have bursted from my screaming. Well, you know what? I don't come in quiet. We come in hot. Let's go. Now, Michael Pezzetta was called up today. He is not playing in the game, but we do think he's been called up for that Ottawa game tomorrow. So he's going to jump on the bus with the guys after the game. They're going to get up to Ottawa. They're going to play some hockey up there. And I think at that point, if I'm not mistaken, they'll probably dress him, and he'll probably have to fight someone. But who on the Senators is going to fight if it's not Brady Tkachuk? And also, why is Brady Tkachuk going to fight Michael Pezzetta? These are things that we need to ask ourselves. Matthew Nyes, who admitted today that he's got a knee injury, it can't really get worse than it already is, and it is uncomfortable. And my point was on the show, hey, why are we playing him? Why don't you just sit, man? Like, why don't we play someone else? Let him sit, get ready for the next year. That's all I'm saying. Alex wants to know who's running the SDPN account right now. That would be Mr. Robert Malloy, who's kicking ass. Doing such a great job. K1 says Nyes' third line. Listen, we got crew representing Henderson. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, so let's go over the lines for the Leafs because you know what? Whatever. Not that it matters all that much, but hey, whatever. Carolina's already got their lines figured out. They've had them figured out for years. No shot in on their on Joseph Wall. To Quillen. Lorenz tried not to be offside. Hopefully he isn't. Almost a legitimate scoring chance for the Toronto Maple Leafs there, but they're not able to actually get their stick on it. Toronto Maple Leafs have Nyes, Domi, Nylander is the second line. Nyes is not the third line. Cowan, Tavares, Robertson is line 1. Michelli, Grew, and Dakota Joshua, line 3. Steven Lorentz, Jake Quillen, and Calle Yarncroke on the fourth line. And you got Jake Cabe, Oliver Ekman Larson, Morgan Riley, Brandon Carlo. Please split those up. Simon Benoit is back in the lineup. Philip Myers is out. And Troy Stetcher is also back in as well. Crew. I love that you spelled crew with the C-R-O-U-L-X. That's elite. I had just spelled it C-R-E-W. But wow. Insider J Money. I'm a new hockey fan, so I don't know much. Part of the Leafs, the playoffs. Ha. I know that you're a Philadelphia Flyers fan, J Money, and you're trolling me because I always troll you guys about the Cutter Gauthier trade. The answer is nowhere. You know what? No, the answer is always at least 7 games more than the Flyers, except for this year. Baby, I'm on it tonight. Oh, Leafs should go to the box. That's Oliver Ekman Larson, and that's a trip. Yep. Zach says, as the official Rangers correspondent, I'm here to hate the Canes. I mean, that's fair. The only thing I would say is that who as a Rangers fan do you hate more? The Carolina Hurricanes or your own management? I think it's a fair question. Andy says, Adam, is it true that the Wylde are trying to get Austin Matthews? No. No. I think so. A lot of the speculation you're hearing about Austin Matthews, the speculation you're hearing about Austin Matthews, with the exception of what I'm reading with CJ, Chris Johnston, is bogus. It's a lot of people guessing. Here's the situation with Austin Matthews, and since there's 314 people here, I feel very comfortable telling you guys this. My instructions are to you to just remember that there's a lot of speculating going on and not a whole lot of here's the facts. Fact number 1, Austin Matthews loves Toronto and wants to stay in Toronto. Number 2, Austin Matthews wants to win a cup. Number 3, the Leafs and Matthews are going to have a chat this summer, as they did several years ago when he was 2 years out from his contract expiring. And they said to him at that time, hey, any issues? Because if you're going to go, we want to start to look at what we'll do life post you. But I want you to stay. You should stay. And he said, I want to stay. And then he signed the form. You guys remember? So, and that was a year later. They're going to check in with him. He's going to be ready for training camp. And the question for the Toronto Maple Leafs will be, can you turn them back into at least a playoff team, if not a contender, by the window is up? Oh, here we go at the side. And if your answer is no, Well, I don't blame you for that. Here comes Grew and Matthew Nyes. Grew holds. Oh, and he gets just tipped at the last second. Bo Grew almost had a shorthanding opportunity. He tried to find Nyes, could not do it. Nyes looking pretty fast considering the knee injury. So with Austin, it's pretty simple. He wants to win. And the Leafs have given him 9 opportunities in the playoffs to win. It's laggy tonight, huh? That's I don't know. I guess it's Maddie, I'm not really sure what that might be. We're going to look into it. I'm not sure. The point is that Austin will only go if he feels like he has no chance to win here. And I think that's a pretty good place to start. If the Leafs are going to retool and if they could sell him, the next general manager is going to try to sell him on probably a 3-year plan to get back to prominence, maybe a 2-year. A whip smart general manager, that's for sure. So yeah, listen, the end of the story, or at the end of the day, Austin holds all the cards, and he's earned that. But the Leafs have given him 9 opportunities to win in the playoffs, and he hasn't won. Oh, Nylander to Stetcher there. Nice shot. So now they've kind of fallen off, and it's going to be on Leafs management, whoever they are, to figure. And if you don't figure it out this time next year, I think there's a pretty good chance he's traded, but not guaranteed. I don't know, too. Like, we're having a whole bunch of construction done in the neighborhood. I'm not really sure if they maybe hit a line or something like that. He is in the building, so it might be. I mean, I'm looking at it on my stream, and I'm totally okay. So, oh, I see. No, you're right. The YouTube's telling us the stream health is fine. That's all we can do, guys. We're doing our best. You think so? It might be. They might have tripped a line. So basically, a couple of doors down, they have basically dug up the street because they're building in a huge 10-unit building next to us. And so when you dig up the street, inevitably those guys hit something. And yeah, it's Rogers. Anyway, we'll see. Anyway, did that Austin Matthews thing make sense? Did anybody actually hear that, or is that gone? Is it still laggy? Well, not much I can do. There's actually nothing I can do. What's that, Maddie? They heard most of it. Okay, well, that's good. Oh, okay. Well, if the frames are, if it's a frames, we can all get past. I'm up. I hate when it's like that, but what else can you do? Now, who else is still with me? There's the chat. Brandon said I missed like 3 words of the spiel, but I heard most of it. Jimmy says, heard most of it, and it makes sense. Scary with the state of the team. Like the team's solution to keep is to trade an ace like Nyes when he's playing injured. Yeah, listen, there's no guaranteed Matthew Nyes gets traded here. I want you guys to know that. But the Leafs bad and dumb if they didn't at least go, hey, most tradable asset that's worth something to people. Oh, it's Matthew Nyes. He has no trade protection. He's a stud. He's like an anomaly in the league, and the fact that he's big and he's fast and he's good. He's probably going to be a point-a-game player next season. And we could trade him anywhere, and he's on a really good contract. We should look at that. The problem is, here's my issue with it. You can't, if you're Keith Pelly, you can't let Brad Treliving make that trade. If you're going to make that trade, Brad can't make that trade. I would like to see the Leafs win with Matthew Nyes on the team, as you would probably too. But if there's a name, the name I heard out there is Simon Nemec. If Simon Nemec is truly available, which was during the trade deadline, you got to make that call. Like, you got to call New Jersey and go, hey, so we got a guy and you got a guy. Our guy's 23, your guy's 22. They're both pretty great. What do you think? Anyway. Josh says, Adam, you guys at STPN should get a pay raise for these streams since you have had a bad season, kept making you and Steve do these streams. Well, what were we going to do? Stop? We got to at least, I mean, listen, we're thick and thin, baby. This is the way it is. Jimmy says, Nemec is one of the few things that would make sense They need to rebuild their D and have few options to do it. That's the thing, right? You go get Simon Nemec, and it's like, oh, okay, well that trade makes sense. A lot of people were worried about what the Montreal trade might have been with Nyes. I don't think that people keep saying that didn't get very far. I think what was more likely was Toronto was open to taking on Patrick Laine's salary for a price. And I don't think they would have even played Patrick Laine. Maybe they would have, but I don't think so. And let the contract expire and whatever, just so Montreal could have got a forward deal done, but didn't happen. Oh, Nylander. Oh, Bussy took that one off the pads. Nylander almost fooled him. Puck skirted out, and none of the Leafs were there to get it. You know what? The one thing I will say is this is the first game I can remember in a really long time that the Toronto Maple Leafs have gotten basically 7 minutes into a game and not allowed a shot at all. They haven't allowed a single shot. Like, when was the last time that you think this happened? Let's just guess. I'm not going to look it up. Maybe you guys know how to look it up, but I got to know. It's got to be. Oh, he did count with a shot too. Just missed. Tavares between Roberts and Allen. I like that. The young guys with the old guy. Oh. Transnat says, better question. When is Steve? Steve is tomorrow night. Steve does Saturdays. Okay, now Carolina has tied the Leafs in shots. It didn't take long. Bit of a low event game. Rod Brindamore and our good buddy Rod Brindamore and our good buddy Craig Berube. Let me tell you. These guys love a low event hockey game. I'm just looking something up here. All right. Emo Jalapeno, what's up and happy Friday, making Red Lobster biscuits. Oh, damn. Do they sell those? Emperor says, who the fuck is Steve? That is F-U-Q, by the way. That's how you spell it. Fook, I guess. Fook. It is kind of crazy that, I'm looking at the crowd here. Are you guys clocking this? Every intermission and every beginning of the game, I kind of look at the platinum and gold sections. I go, how many people are actually there? There are some people still getting to their seats, but are they in the lower levels partying? Because I don't know if you guys know this, down in that area, you can party underneath the stands. There's a whole bunch of boxes that are basically corporate boxes, but it's like your own private bar. I wonder if it's that, or if people just aren't going. I mean, it's a Friday, I think, right? Now, when we're looking for individual performances, one that we're looking for, Jake Quillen, right there in front of the net. I was just going to name him, and look at that. Oh, he didn't get it. Jake Quillen is a guy that Rube just flat out doesn't like, doesn't trust him, and there's no reason not to. Oh, almost had another opportunity. Almost good opportunities, almost great opportunities. McCabe with the shot on Lorentz correcting. This fourth line looks active tonight. Again, this is Lorentz, Yarncroke, and Quillen. Just a bunch of spare parts. Well, what I want to see is what Cowan does with these last few games. I want to see what Robertson does. I want to see what Quillen does. For me, like, he's their third line center going forward. They got to find a second line guy. Okay. You've got, oh, here we go. Morgan Riley wide open, waits to shoot. And of course, the Carolina defender gets there. Riley waited to shoot. You got to shoot, brother. 10-14 left in the first period. 2-0 here. Carolina. Great defensive play by William Nylander there. How many times in my life have I gotten to say great defensive play by William Nylander there? Not that he's bad defensively, but let's be honest, he's not exactly your first choice when it comes to 5-on-5 defense. Canes fan says, please be nice to Steven Lorentz. He is a sweetheart. Oh, we love Steven Lorentz in Toronto. We love Stevie. He's a good guy. And he desperately wanted to play. That's cool. Oh, Benoit behind the net. Tavares now. Slavin gets the puck. Fires it out to center. And Jackson Blake kind of bats it out of midair. That was a great reception. Look at this. I'm going to move my TV over a little bit so I'm not a little bit.
If I can do this without unplugging something. Yeah, so this is an interesting, it's like so much, it's Cowan, Robertson, replug it. Maddie? Can you? Hello? Why is there an echo? Oh, God. This is the worst. I can't. All right, let me fix it. Tech issues. Hang on. Boom! Perfect timing. Oh, crew. Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? All right, is it echoing? All right, I don't know what to do about that. You come fix. Nice setup, Brew, by the way. Bo Brew. So Joshua gets the goal, but it's Michelli and Bo Grew. Sure. So hold on. Is there an echo or is there not? Chat, you tell me. Can you hear it? Is there an echo? I'm not talking through my microphone. Am I not? Okay. All right. I'm in my chair. I'm already in it. I'm here. Yeah. We're having some issues, huh? Okay. This stream, man, I'm telling you, unbelievable. I'm actually here. I'm here. Okay, guys, we're going to the pre-stream. We will be back. I think it's my laptop microphone. That's. We're good? All right. Freaking thing. All right, let's fire it back up. Am I on? All right, I've taken my invisibility cloak off and I'm back. Woo! How about this stream? You know what? I would like to know who is more handsome, Ghost Adam or not Ghost Adam? Which one would you most likely go, you know what? I'll let him buy me a drink. Come on. You can still hear an echo. Why is there an echo, man? No, it's way off. It's weird. All right. All right. Well, guys, you're just gonna have to deal with the shitty microphone until such time as the period ends. All right. You just have to deal with it. Apparently, it's just so. Here's the thing. I tried to move one little thing, and the whole studio falls apart. It's ridiculous. Don't know what to do about it. Emo says, I ghost either way. It's because I haven't been out in the sun very much and protecting this supple skin of mine. 7:45 left in the first period. Maddie, I think it's the source of the microphone. Well, that's my headphones. This is my mic, right?
Okay.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Let's see.
Hello, hello. Hello. The Mark says, I want my money back. Oh, wait, the stream is free. Well, thank you. Still the laptop, huh? Well, it's not a laptop, but hey, we're going to do our best to fix it. Maddie?
Yes.
I think the issue that I probably need to cut this and then
So this is your thing. Oh, you might just need to replug this.
do it.
Yeah.
Maddie's on the case, guy.
Yeah, 'cause
She's
that's
behind the
your-
scenes here.
That's your feed, right?
And you're going to have to deal until such time as she fixes it. I might just have to leave the computer program and come back too. That always happens.
Yeah, it's definitely this.
Yeah. All right. Hold on.
Let's see here.
Yeah, I heard it go out.
Wait. How's that?
All right. Can everybody hear me? Hello? Hello? Hello?
All right, be right back.
Dog!
Get my key.
Let me see if I can hear myself. Hello? Nikesh says, honestly, this is better than the game. The lag is returned, though. Oh, it's the stream from hell. That's what it doesn't. Who cares? We're having fun. Fix the scoreboard. You fix the scoreboard. Maddie's been trying to fix my microphone, okay? K12 Doyer says, get a new mic from Deb. Well, thank you for for the new mic. Oh, thank you. Well, what are you going to do? Still your laptop mic. Everything is fine. Okay, Maddie, get back to your desk. You let me know. Still, we need to know who was more handsome, Ghost Adam or Real Adam. I voted for Ghost Adam. It seems like most of you did too, 67%. This is great. This is just great. Maddie, let me know when you're back at your desk. Oh, Robertson's going to the box. Just tripped up Ehlers. It's over. Meme Emperor says, stream is just destined to be scuffed. Guys, there is still time. There's still time to rebound. There's still time to get back from this. Maddie, are you at the desk? Coming back up. You can't hear me. Hey, Maddie.
Yeah.
I got to leave this and come back. That's what's going on. I got to leave Ninja.
You're gonna leave it?
Yeah. So you go back to the desk, text me when you're there,
Okay.
and then Maddie's going to put the screen up. We're in commercials anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then we're going to come back, and we're going to see what happens. What do you think?
Is this microphone working? It's not this.
You all waited for me, and I'm back. Thank you, Jess, jumping in. Appreciate you updating everybody on the usual. Shots tied 4-4. Thank you, Jesse. You know what's funny? Shots are tied 4-4, and it's a 4-on-4. But Sebastian Aho was going to get a shot here, and it was a big save by Joseph Wall. Yeah. Jesse it by just being in the chat. Actually, no, it was Maddie. Maddie actually fixed it. We can't give Jesse that. It is, some Lipstick Attack said, I blame Dubas. You know what? Probably is Kyle Dubas' fault. Probably is. Listen, we got it all fixed, okay? We do what we can here at STPN. There's construction on the street. The internet's not great in the area right now. I don't know, man. I don't know. The Marks said, I just got a heart attack. Thank you for screaming out of nowhere. I'm going to start every stream that way. And I'd be like, if you don't have your volume at top level, then you're a wimp. You're scared. You don't want to be scared. Oh, false. It's Marner's fault. People are blaming it on Gary Bettman. Who do we blame the issues in tonight's stream on? Is it Gary Bettman? Is it Mitch Marner? Do we blame who else? Who else can we blame? Is it Keith Pelly's fault? Potentially. Ed Rogers? I mean, it is Rogers' internet. I don't know. These are the things we got to talk about. These are important things. By the way, the chat came in. Ghost Adam got 71% more handsome than real Adam at 29%. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks. Rainmaker says, I blame daylight savings. Andrew McKee says it's Vaporeon. Joe Perez says, people sure love complaining about free content. You sound fine, Adam. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I think what it is people want you to be good. They want it to sound good. I don't blame you. An audience that cares. And if it sounds good, I want you to let me know. That's important, don't you think? West Richard 9. Oh, it's Daddy Wes. Been a hot minute, Adam. Hope life's been treating you well. How we doing, chat? I've missed you. Wes, we have missed you too. But honestly, the Toronto Maple Leafs, I don't blame you for not watching them. I don't. Panthers J-Dop and 5 SDPN memberships just because he's a Panthers fan. They win stuff. Hey, that was by the way, can we talk about that Edmonton Panthers game last night? They look like the Edmonton Maple Leafs. I was shocked at how bad they were. Shocked. Absolutely shocked. Crazy. The thing is that Edmonton is better than what they've shown, but that was bad. Oh, and Big Daddy West Richard dropping 5 SDPN memberships. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Listen, we can't have a problem-free stream, but we have the best people, and that's what matters. Panthers J-Dub said, I'm actually a Canes fan. The Panthers is for the Carolina Panthers NFL team. Okay. All right. There you go. Well, thank you for tuning in from the Carolinas. We appreciate you. My grandfather used to spend every winter in Carolina on the beach. Well, South Carolina. Not North Carolina. He wasn't in North Carolina. He was in South Carolina. But, they're right on top of each other. Drowsy Dan, I made it. Long day. How we doing, Gripper Nation? Hey, guys, do we tell him what happened at the beginning of the stream, or do we just let it go? Let's not tell Dan. We don't need to bother him with that. That'll just stress him out some. KJ Carolina calls South Carolina the inferior Carolina. Which is, can I ask, Panthers J-Dub said, I just received one of my own memberships. Can that happen? Hey, that's great. Oh, we got somebody tuning in from the Netherlands. Wish me. We love that. We love that from the Netherlands. No one, Meme Emperor says nobody needs to know. Daniel says other Dan is drowsy. Leave him be. We don't want to tell drowsy Dan. He doesn't need that stress in his life. He's already pooped. Congratulations, Panthers J-Dub. You got your own membership. That's amazing. I have a question for people from Carolina. Oh, here we go. Lawrence. Drowsy Dan just dropped 5 SDPN memberships. He's not too sleepy to do that. Woo! Okay, so question for people from the Carolinas. North and South Carolina. Is there a rivalry? Is there a rivalry? Do you guys like? Is it a college football? Is it baseball? Is it like college baseball? Like, is there a rivalry? Who's got the upper hand in the rivalry currently? I gotta know. We don't hear enough about North and South Carolina. We really just hear about Raleigh. Oh, Jarvis just fired one wide. 1 minute left in this period. The Leafs somehow up 1-0. Who could have called that? Domi. Ekman Larson in the corner. 52 seconds to go. Nice. Chips the puck past. Nylander's not able to get it. Jarvis back in. Canes trying to tie this game. 35 seconds left to go. Islanders was earlier this week. The Leafs have a goal. This is where they'd let a goal in. Panthers J-Dub said there are more rivals in state than across lines. Trevor says college basketball. Youth guy, it's football. I don't know who has the upper hand. I can ask my brother if you'd like. It's all college sports. All about the Dakotas. Rainmaker. No, it will not be about the Carolinas. It's the Dakotas. North Carolina is lower, North Carolina is lower Virginia, and South Carolina is beaches. There you go. A lot of palm trees or pine trees in North Carolina. Interesting. You know what's crazy? I was in it was South Carolina, and the pine cones are enormous. That's one thing we don't get up here. The pine cones are they're huge. They're crazy. Crypto Code says, Adam, when the draft lottery happens, will the Leafs and Boston both be standing beside one another to see who gets the pick? That would be amazing TV. You should be a television producer. I hope they do that. I don't think they will. Like a couple of years ago, I remember I streamed the draft lottery, and it was first off, it was terrible and boring. The second part about it was it's always weird when they stream. It's weird. Even last year's was weird. But I think, I don't know. I feel like they usually do it via Zoom. Sometimes they'll do the lottery in studio, but it's rare. Blue White Flame, Adam, you're the GM of the Leafs for one day, no holds barred. What are you doing? Right now, nothing. There's nothing you can do. You just sit back and watch the team. If it was this summer, July 1st, one day, oh my gosh. I think the thing I'd need to find more than anything, is a new head coach. Can I get a new head coach locked up? Who gets fired this year? And I'd have to somehow figure out a way to interview them all. Like June 21st. I don't know. Interview some coaches, That's what I think they need to do. That's what I think. NCL says, who is modding and who is producing? That'd be the Mad Dog and Robert are on tonight. K1 says, we are mid Chinook in Calgary. It's 8. Rainy and pretty cold here. Although it got up to 8 degrees today, which wasn't bad. I find the end of March to be such. You get like 1 or 2 days where it gets up to 15. You're like, oh. And then April's like, hey, if you like that, if you like 1 or 2 days at 15 degrees, you just wait for me. I'm going to give you 3, potentially 3.5 days of 15 degrees. Well, listen, don't spend it all at once. That's kind of what it's like here. It's bizarre. And I know that a few hours south of here in Pittsburgh, it's already like 12 degrees most days. Just hurts me. Okay, so Leafs are up. Maddie, what clip are we running? We should run a clip. And then I'm going to come back at the beginning of the second period, and we're going to go tech issue free through the second period. Get ready. What do we got? Maddie? Yeah, I got you. All right. So, you actually asked me a question about what I would do for be GM of the day, Blue White Flame. This segment is for you because this is going to be the should the Leafs keep Treliving and should the Leafs keep Michelli? I'll see you at the beginning of the second period. Have a watch of the SDP this week.
They also, on the Leaf Report yesterday with Jonas and James, said that Brad's not going into next year. It's his last year under contract without an extension. They're not going to let him go into last year as a lame duck general manager. So here's my question. It's clear the Leafs need a culture change because that shit was unacceptable. But if you fire Treliving, that means the new guy goes, well, I need time to evaluate because
No, Mike.
I just got it. So what would you rather have? Brad sticking around and sticking it to these guys or new guy doing absolutely dick all because he just got it?
I thought the conversation around this will have ramifications and everybody's not sticking up for Matthews and all of that. You should have had ramifications for this team years ago.
Yes.
The losing this season should have had ramifications. You know, you should recognize, hey, the team is bad. There should be some ramifications. Years ago, losing in the playoffs should have had ramifications.
Yep. Yeah.
Mitch Marner not showing up for the playoffs should have had ramifications earlier on. The Montreal series, you had a 3-1 lead, should have had so there's always been things that should have had ramifications, and they've never done anything about it. So when people say that, I have zero faith that anybody's going to execute anything.
Here's what I'm down with. We all just got here. Fire the coach, fire the GM, let the new guy come in, have a new staff. No, I'm not interested in Brad coming back. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. No, thank you.
Okay.
Listen, he's not a complete idiot, right? Like, you know, I
Well,
said
Dubas would have never called the guys. He would never have called.
You don't know
Dubas
that.
has a huge temper.
Yeah.
Huge. He screamed at Tampa fans.
Yeah, but he
Like-
never screamed at the Leafs. That was the fucking problem.
Yeah,
You don't
he
know
did
that.
baby them.
You don't know that behind the scenes.
He babied them, but no, he might have. He might have.
There's some-
You know,
yeah,
he might have. But
I don't think that's a fair assumption.
All right.
it's like what I said with Sheldon Keefe on his way out. He understood the problems that this team had, right? I think Craig Berube understands some of the problems that this team has, but part of your gig is buy-in. Part of your gig is acquiring buy-in from the team, and he can't do it, like catastrophically. It's so bad. The only reason
at the ice cream shop trying to do your dimes into your 3/4 into $1.
It's not the ice cream shop. It was the Dickie D, man.
Yeah.
That story you've never told.
Yeah.
So the story Jesse's talking about,
No.
That's Craig trying to get buy-in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's standing there with his quarters trying to make it $1.
Craig, you don't have $1. You're trying to scream 85 cents into being
We
$1.
got it.
Yeah.
We got it.
Anyway,
we got it. I'm
no,
trying to get through all this stuff because we're running out of time on this episode.
Brad Treliving, I think, understands that they're baby shit, but he also constructed the sandcastle made out of baby shit. Yeah. That's what this team is.
And then walked up to it and was like, why are you baby shit? I'm gonna
Yeah, AI generated image. Well, again, it goes back to like there needed to be ramifications last summer for how they went out.
Waiter, there's a baby shit team in my soup. Yeah, you specifically requested baby shit soup.
James and Jonas also said, and finally somebody addresses the Matthias Michelli question that I keep bringing up. I was on the Matthias Michelli, like what's happening here? They're saying that it's likely he's not qualified. And they just let him walk.
So people were losing their mind.
And Adam threw a party.
I was like, fuck yeah. You know, listen, here's the deal. And I know Jay Fresh and Dom put out their fucking player cards. And I'm not trying to disrespect their work at all because I get that he's like a net positive on the ice. But I'll be honest with you, guys that show up after you're out of the playoffs irk me. Now, you can make the argument, and I'll listen to it, that Berube's system kind of sucks and everybody's having a down season under it, including Matthews. I will listen to that. But there's a reason why he was scratched a bunch in Utah too.
Yeah. So here's what I would say to that. He's clearly an offensively capable player. I don't know why he didn't get more of a run up with Matthews.
I don't either.
You clearly wanted
He probably drove Matthews nuts. I think he's a guy that drives coaches nuts.
Why
and
doesn't
players
Domi
nuts.
drive him nuts?
Well, at least he can probably...
right?
What the charts never account for is what is the personality.
Right.
And
right.
that the thing is that I don't know what Matthias Michelli's
You don't know how
personality
they
is,
gel or whatever.
but do you think that Matthias Michelli is it? It might just be, and I'm not basing this on interviews. I'm basing this on how I watch the man play hockey. Is that a guy when the chips are down that you can look to?
Right. So here's what
Domi at very least we've seen in the playoffs with Dallas.
Totally. And even Toronto, he was pretty good.
Yeah.
Here's what I'd say. Michelli's 25 and is clearly a very offensively capable player. The problem is qualifying him involves what does he make, Jesse? 3.4?
3.45.
3.45. Qualifying, if you give a qualifying offer to a player, it needs to be at least, what is it, like 105%?
Yeah, something like
of the deal. So you would have to give him a raise. So let's say 3.6, because I can't do math off the top of my head. I don't think he's the $3.6 million player. I'm interested in bringing him back.
just to see him in a different system.
Yeah.
Max 1-year deal there, though. You can't get crazy there. You can't.
If you can talk him into a multi-year deal at a lower cap hit, then I think you do it. But does he do that? I don't know. The future is up to Matthias Michelli. He could be a guy who is productive in this league for many years. He could be a guy who's out of the NHL within the next 18 months and can be some team's leading scorer in Switzerland. It's up to him.
3.425, by the way. I got the number wrong.
3.425.
Just slightly shy of what Domi makes.
Yeah. This is the this is a bigger version of what happened with Pontus Holmberg.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't qualify him, which is in hindsight very dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Very dumb. But they didn't want to qualify him because the number was going to be too much for what they wanted to pay him. But that was in the neighborhood of like $1 million.
Yeah.
Like a little over $1 million or
this is
something
a couple
like that.
mil.
This is a lot more, right?
Yeah.
So if you're able to get him on a multi-year deal or can even convince him, okay, you let him walk. Is he going to be able to make 3.425 somewhere else? I don't know, man. For Matthias Michelli, who's giving him that?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'll take him.
Mm-hmm.
I'll gladly take him.
But it's got to be the right price.
And maybe a rebuilding team pays a premium, with cap space. They pay a premium for a player offensively.
I'd like to see him with
25.
Bedard in Chicago.
Well,
he would be great setting up Bedard.
throw up a ton of points.
Yeah.
Finish minus 25.
There you go, right?
Literally have 60 points and finish minus 25.
If the qualifying offer is signed between the QO date and before July 1st, the Leafs can offer him just 100% on the salary that he currently makes.
I think it's a lot of money.
He could come back without a raise.
I'd do it. I wouldn't be enthusiastic about it. You paid an asset for this player. You have him. He's not completely terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And you have control because he's a restricted free agent.
Exactly.
I don't think it's good asset management to just let him walk we simply just get the cap space.
And that number's not crazy.
No, and also no one's there. Who the hell is out there?
Yeah. There's no free agents to sign. You still have to go get somebody to play in Michelli's spot.
Yeah.
If you don't have Michelli. I don't know. Especially if it's just the stable number, because if he signs before July 1st, then it's fine.
I want to be wrong. I want this player to be good. I was intrigued when they got him. But we'll leave it for now. Brad did do a quick interview at the GM meetings. We could play it if it's still relevant on Friday because we're just sort of running short on time here. But it's not. He didn't blow anybody's doors off.
We're trading Morgan Riley.
Yeah.
My name is Brad.
Yeah. He did.
I don't think he said that.
That'd be cool.
That'd be great.
I think so.
My name is Brad. He just signs off everything with my name is Brad.
We will leave it at that. Yeah. And we will be back on Friday. Steve, enjoy Truro. I hope you can read good.
Can you bring me back something?
All right, we're back. We're back. Hey, do you know there's baseball in like a week? Isn't that nuts? I know there's been baseball, like preseason baseball. I'm talking about real games that matter baseball. Can you believe that? We're already back here. It happened fast. Sort of feeling ready for it, you know? It has been. I don't know how it's been where you guys are. It's exactly 7 days from now, opening night. I don't know how it's been where you guys are, but it's been a brutal winter here in Toronto. Like crazy bad. Really, like the weather has been intense. Not that I mind. I love a good snowstorm. And as you guys know, I drive an F-150, so snow doesn't bother me. But I do feel a little bit ready for, to show a little skin. Get into a skimpy bathing suit, Meme Empress, my name, spelled backwards, is Disney. Okay. Ontario Street here. Adam needs a tuna sandwich. I can't eat tuna. It makes me projectile vomit. I can eat raw tuna. It's like sushi. I can do that. I can't eat canned tuna. It's bizarre. I just go, bah. Trevor says, my team got their roof back, so they're good to go for a deep run. Oh, are you from Tampa? Are you a Rays fan? Yeah, it's unbelievable what happened with that place. Just crazy. Crazy. Adam won't know what Kingdom Hearts. I don't know what Kingdom Hearts is. I've heard about it, but I don't know it. I know that I know the name. HD says it was 90 degrees Fahrenheit in St. Louis today. I think that's pretty warm, isn't it? Isn't that almost shorts weather? Vented. Adam, do you still think the NCAA will just take all the good CHL players one day? I never really thought they'd take them all. I think you can. Obviously, first off, you've got to be 18. So that's one thing. Number two is that they pay, but there are a lot of questions around being in the OHL, WHL, QMJHL versus the NCAA in terms of how many games you play, how much actual development you get. Like there are some things. It's not the be all end all people kind of thought it would be. I'm actually surprised that there's been a few people, and it's been underreported, went to the NCAA and came back. That's been interesting to me. SLS 98, a shame the Leafs don't have a Hall of Fame like the Jays are making one. Well, so the Leafs have a Hall of Fame, and it's down the street, and it's called the Hockey Hall of Fame. And there are plenty of Leafs in it. The Jays need a Hall of Fame because they're Canada's only baseball team right now. Hopefully when the Expo's back, it'd be nice to get a team in Vancouver as well. But yeah. Shez 0102. You drive a Ford F-150. Of course you don't got no problem with no. Sorry, I'll see myself. I like that. That's a good super chat. Oh, these wokies. Bunch of wokies. Bunch of libs. Am I right? But then there's me with my truck. Man, they hate to see me coming, those woke libs. Knowing I'm amongst them. SLS 98, fair enough. Let's get a Raptors Hall of Fame. Hey, listen, I don't think you're totally wrong on that. The issue with that is that the Raptors are not that old, right? Like the Raptors are 10 years younger than me, and I'm not that old. I'm 37. The Raptors are probably 25, 26, 27, somewhere in there. Like, you got to get a little more history. It's not like the Jays started out with a Hall of Fame. They're 50 years into this, right? Raptor says the Hockey Hall of Fame has an exhibit at Tangers Cookstown, and it has an Easton Cowan OHL jersey on display. Oh, that's neat. Meme Emperor says Adam is old. Well, we all get there someday. If you're not there yet, you will be. HD says 89 degrees is 31.6 centigrade. That is incredibly warm for this time of year. Yeah, no kidding. Wow. Holy smokes. That's warm day in St. Louis. Raptors gal, Toronto Tempo Fever is coming soon. I know. I'm very excited. Very, very excited. I'm glad they got that CBA figured out too, because they needed to. They needed to figure that out. The momentum for the league is too good. You can't just pass this up. I think the top players now are going to make close to $1 million. Watch 3-4 years from now, this deal is going to be completely out of date, and they're going to have to do it again because that league is going. It's going up. Butcher 705. You know, it's nice seeing Joshua play solid. I agree. I'm a big Dakota Joshua supporter. The guy had a great run with the Canucks and then a great playoffs with the Canucks. And then immediately that summer was diagnosed with cancer and then dropped into the season in like January after undergoing like chemo and then didn't play great. What a surprise, right? And then comes to Toronto, has to work himself into a new system, is injured, and then is playing well, and then gets a lacerated spleen. Who gets a lacerated spleen? Dakota Joshua does. So it's nice to see him get a goal. I agree with you. Michelli, Joshua, and Bo Grew. We call this line the Grew Crew. Actually, any line that Grew is on, we're going to call the Grew Crew. And, we're happy. We're surprised, but we're happy. Heather says, we're under a fire warning because of the low humidity and moisture and high temperature in Colorado. Wow. Really? It's crazy to me because I guess being a dad, like the only thing I think about is what's the weather in my area going to be, and do I need to put my kid in? Right now, is it rain boots or is it snow boots? I'm still not sure. Every day I have to make a choice. Don't want her little feet to get cold. Not that they will, because she's running around all the time. And is it snow pants or is it slush pants? Because the snow pants are warm and they're insulated. The slush pants are not, but they are more waterproof. These are the things we have to weigh. You see what I'm saying? Plamadude 30K says Yuma, Arizona hit 110 Fahrenheit yesterday. Whoa. I'm jealous. I think there's a reason that people who live in sunny climates smile a lot more. I can't. If you're listening to this, you're watching this, and you live in a sunny climate, is it as great as I think? People are always like, oh, I missed the 4 seasons. I'm like, I've had 37 years of 4 seasons. I think I'd be okay with 1 season, 2 tops. Leafer for life, still cleaning up from 40 centimeters of snow in Sudbury. Deb says it's the best. Julia says it's overrated. Svechnikov is on the ice. It looks like, is it Domi that hit him high? Domi, who used to play for the Canes. $7.05. Just send bread bag bootliners. No, just me. Bread bag bootliners. No, I think probably just you, buddy. I got to see what happened on this play. Oh, Domi and Svechnikov just ran into each other. Just a normal hockey play. Meme Emperor says, do you want more hurricanes, Adam? I have never experienced a hurricane, but I've heard they're quite scary. Listen, can't I get all the nice weather without the bad weather? That's what I'm asking. I think Arizona is the place to get it. You get all the nice weather without the bad weather because it's just the same thing every day. The one thing I would miss, though, got to be honest, guys, if I was living in a sunny climate, I'd miss the Ontario thunderstorms. When I lived in Alberta, big redirect there. Okay, and Brandon Carlo is now going. This will be the 3rd Leafs high stick of the game. Is it 2 or 4? It looks like he might be bleeding. That's Robinson that's down. Give me a sec. Let's find out. So let's see here. How did Carlo's stick get up? Oh, man, it just popped up. He's trying to lift a stick and misses the stick and hits him right in the noozle. Oh, that stinks. And is that going to be a 4-minute? Do we know? Arizona has haboobs. What are haboobs? Hey boobs? Arizona gets dust storms and it is so hot. Florida, yeah, so I've been to Florida in August. Florida in August is oppressive. Like, I agree with you. I was near Tampa when I was there, and it literally there in August one year, and it was every afternoon at about 3 there was a thunderstorm. It was crazy. I'm a volunteer firefighter from Nova Scotia, so wildfires kind of scare me. Yeah, no kidding. A haboob is a crazy dust storm. I didn't know that's what they were called. And they are dust storms that are 10 miles tall? What? Butcher says, I'm proud of my hometown boy, Garrett Wilson, by the way. Wow. Hey, that's cool. Jacqueline says, Vegas in July is disgusting. See, I love the thunderstorms in Ontario. Nothing beats a good old-fashioned Ontario thunderstorm. It's the best. And when I lived in Alberta, we didn't get them. I do miss the Chinooks of an Alberta winter, at least in Calgary. You don't get them in Edmonton. Good thunderstorm, nothing beats it. Nothing. Fall is cool. Spring is cool. Winter's great. I do love winter. Sometimes I think we live in an area of the world where there's a little too much of it. All right, here we go. 3 left on the Carolina power play. The Leafs, if they kill this, will have spent 8 minutes in the box in the first 25 of the game. 8 of the first 25 minutes in the box because of errant sticks. This is their season in a nutshell. If you're a Canes fan and you haven't watched a lot of Leafs hockey, think of the dumbest thing that could happen, and the Leafs have done it all year. It's crazy. It's one thing to get a high sticking penalty in the game, but your first 3 penalties before the first 30 minutes have passed, all being high sticks. Like, come on, guys. Like, are high sticks, like, do we need a vaccine for this? What's going on? Nikishin down low. Riley is able to intercept that, and he fires it down the ice. Svechnikov has gone to the dressing room. I don't know if it's the concussion spots that spotted him or if he went on his own, but that is not great. And a complete mistake. KJ Carolina says, so Seth Jarvis got 2 high-sticking double minors by himself 2 games ago. Oh, man. He should be a Leaf. He'd fit right in. Giovanna says, Tulski brought up the headshots at the GM meetings, got laughed at by Gary, and now all the Canes are getting hit in the head. That's true. Svechnikov gets an accidental hit to the head, and there have been 3 different Canes high stick to the head by 3 different Leafs. It's great. I think Robertson. Oh, no. Did Robertson get – it wasn't a high stick to the face. That was tripping. Corrigan said, that's the most aggressive play from Carlo all season. Man, I feel bad. He's kind of like become the whipping boy. It's not his fault that he was traded for that much. It's the Leafs' fault for making the trade, which I liked at the time because I thought we were getting vintage Brandon Carlo. But as some Bruins fans have pointed out to me, vintage Brandon Carlo disappeared after a couple of concussions, which honestly I don't blame him for, and is not the same. Big save by Joseph Wall. Nice redirect there in front of the net by Taylor Hall. And the Canes get the puck again. Now, there is only 80 seconds left on this power play. Jackson Blake at the side, trying to get it out front. Blake holding. Leafs are exhausted. The PK is exhausted, unable to catch up with Blake. He's given Carolina a great opportunity here to hold the puck a little bit longer, take their looks, and they shoot. Walker with a big save. Walker with a big shot. Wall with a big save. Ghost of War. Did we talk about those Flames goals that were reversed the other day? We talked about the Ducks ones. I don't think we talked about the Flames ones, but the point remains. We don't know what goaltender interference is. Jacqueline K says, it's it's a bit Brandon Carlo's fault because he sucks. Well, maybe he was never. Maybe he wasn't the Brandon Carlo of old when the Leafs got him. Oh no! Shot out to the point, and that's blocked by Nikishin. By the way, Canes fans, how have you found a full season of him, Nikishin? He had a lot of shot. Nice save by Joseph Wylde right off the toe. 90 miles an hour. Is that 90 miles an hour? Are we not doing kilometers an hour? Nikishin with another shot. He missed. Butcher says, I'm going to be so pissed if we win this. I know. Listen, Canes fans, the Leafs have the worst record in the entire NHL since the Olympic break. There is no excuse to lose to us. None. Stop it. What are we doing? Oh, there's the goal. There's the goal. Shots were 14-6. You knew it was coming eventually, and it looks like it's Stahl with the redirect. It was a shot from the point, and the Leafs, I think, just ran out of gas on the PK. Yeah, wow. So Stahl touched that, though. Stetcher and Stahl, what a size mismatch. I don't know if Stahl touched it. Oh, he sure did. Nice tip. Right between the legs, too. Wow. All right, I got to give him that. That was good. And listen, since I'm a Leafs fan and nothing matters, I can give compliments. Mechanized Chaos says the Leafs system and culture is completely different from the Bruins, and Carlo had gotten so many concussions, his play inevitably changed. Yeah, it's a bummer. That's a bummer. Satherin says, woo, you're ahead of my ESPN feed, Adam, LMAO. That is not surprising, especially if you're watching on ESPN+. Anytime you're watching on a stream, it's going to be about 40 seconds behind the broadcast. 13:28 left in the second period. I have to stress this. We started this period with the shots relatively even, and the Toronto Maple Leafs magically somehow up 1-0. But a really bad high stick by Brandon Carlo allowed for a 2-minute penalty, and the Canes just kept coming. And we know the Canes love to put up shots. Domi just had an opportunity there. That sailed high and wide. Stetcher digging along the half walls. Domi covering him at the point. Stetcher backhand pass in, but it doesn't get past Carrier. Jimmy says Carlo is doing the Lord's work. That's right. Listen, if Brandon Carlo gets us Gavin McKenna, you guys are all going to thank him. All right? Meme Empress. So how about Kuche? Magic Man doing his things, LOL. So here's my question with Kucherov, okay? Did you guys see the stat where I think Jesse mentioned it today? The Oilers are like 0-10-3 when McDavid doesn't score. And the Sharks have similar numbers when Celebrini doesn't score. Does Kucherov lose the Hart Trophy based on those stats alone? Because it's clear that the Oilers without McDavid are a lottery team, right? They're the Leafs. Because they don't win if he doesn't score. Oh, here we go. Big save. Joseph Wylde gave up a enormously fat and juicy rebound, but he is able, as Stahl came in to get that rebound, able to get his toe out again. A great save. Stahl had an opportunity to make it 2-1. Joseph at the door. So I guess my question is, do you think that Connor McDavid wins the MVP this year, even with Kucherov being as good as he is? Because remember, in the NHL, it's not about who's the best player. The Hart Trophy is best player to his team, like most important player to his team, right? Bobby said, Adam, I'm a Panthers fan. Can the Leafs win so we can get that draft pick? Hell, can't let you have it. King or Florida will only have like a 5% chance. That's true. Jackie said that is a wild McDavid stat. Isn't it crazy? They're good. But what's weird is that they get into the playoffs and they are good. We were talking a little bit about Evan Bouchard, who had an awful night. And, I think justifiably a lot of people, myself included, thought probably in retrospect would have been great to have him on the Olympic team. But when he is not dialed on defense, it's shocking. Like, his ceiling is so high, but on defense, his floor is so low. If he could bring that floor up just a little bit, because I've seen Evan Bouchard play insanely good defense in the playoffs. I've seen it year after year after year. It's regular season Bouchard where he's like, I'm just not feeling it tonight. It's bizarre. Jimmy says, then you look at the Leafs and they win more when Matthews isn't even in the lineup. Well, that's because over his career, that's because they had Marner. That's why. Trust me, the Leafs are not winning a lot of games without Matthews in the lineup. Look at their record since he's out. Not great. Trevor says, I don't think Kucherov cares about the heart. I saw an insane quote from him today too, actually. He was saying, he's like, some guys go out for beers. I stay in and I watch shifts. And he was talking about how he thinks, and he probably does, he knows every single defenseman in the league. He's like, I know where they're comfortable. I know where they're uncomfortable. I know them backwards and forwards. He's like, other guys are going out for beers. I'm just watching shifts. And I'm like, damn, what a dog. How do you not run through a wall for that guy if you're a fan of that team? Like, that guy rocks. As much as he can be a bit of a sourpuss when he doesn't get his way. You know what I'm talking about, All-Star game. Man, he's such a dog. Like, there's something about that where you got to be a little insane. And I think he's a little insane. And I love it. I love it. I'm jealous of it because I don't think we have that on the Leafs. Honestly, I don't think that exists here. Crypto Code, if the Leafs actually won the lottery, would they go McKenna or would they go defense first and pick Veerhoff? I think you go McKenna because the guy that is a generational talent. Not that Veerhoff isn't, but you just go with that and then you go, okay, now we've got McKenna. Do we feel more comfortable moving a Matthew Nyes for a number one defenseman? Is Zach Werenski, Simon Nemec available? Because Werenski, I know Columbus fans are going to hate this, but he is going into his last year of his deal. Big wraparound. Joseph Woll was down. Jarvis, had he been able to get a stick on it, Jarvis and Robinson were fighting for it, but nobody could get to it. All they would have had to do is flip it right over Joe Wall's back, but no dice. No dice. Carolina's already, by the way, at 20 shots. They've been absolutely dominating the Leafs this period, but that has mostly to do with the fact that the Leafs spent 4 of it in the box, and then right at the end of the penalty, Carolina was able to pot one. Painful. Raptors Gal says, but will McKenna's ranking be impacted because of his legal trouble? No. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that legal thing is going anywhere. You see how quickly that story disappeared? I don't know the particulars. There's a lot of like rumors and stuff on the internet, and I'm like, okay, I don't know. But I'll say this. Very likely, since we haven't heard much about it, that not much is going to come of it. If this was a real problem, you'd have insiders all over it right now. Oh, the case got dismissed. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I see. That's how underreported that story is. If the case actually got dismissed and I haven't read that, that's nuts. Frogman's OEL is evil to me. Why is OEL evil to you? Unless you're not a Leafs fan. And then he's evil to you because he played for the Panthers. And you're a Canes fan and you hate him. Raptors Gal says he is still facing some charges. I don't think it'll be a problem for him. What I'm saying is that I think the Leafs will, if the Leafs got an opportunity to draft Gavin McKenna, they're going to be like, we'll handle the misdemeanor. So they just dropped the felony charges. Okay. All right. Well, he might have to do some community service or whatever. Kinger says, I think it makes his draft stock rise. If I'm a team and know this kid defended his mom while out for supper and punched someone in her defense, hell yeah, I'd bring him in. Now, that's the problem, though. I don't know that that's true. That's just what the internet says. And I need to read the police reports. I'm sure record by now. Maybe I need to do a little more digging. Bobby says Scott Laughton is still the Leafs GOAT even after they traded him. Did you guys see in the Athletics, Josh Cloakey did it, Cloak. I always pronounce his name wrong. Josh Cloak did a piece with Scott Laughton. And I guess when his agent and the Leafs management got together to talk contract, he wanted too much money according to them and wanted too much term according to them, which is such a bummer. I think Scott Laughton's going to make a lot of money this summer. I would not be surprised to see him make $4.5-5 million a year. And here's the thing. Like, maybe that sounds expensive, but with the cap going up to, they're saying by the 2030s, $130 million. That's like, is that 4% of your cap? 3.5%? At that point, do you care? Like, I don't know. I just feel like maybe they should have just signed him. I know they got the 3rd round pick for him. I don't know if his view of Toronto has been colored by his experience here. But if I were the new general manager coming in, which looks like it's going to be Doug Armstrong, I would reach out to him and be like, hey, man, any chance you want to chat? So is that actually true that the player's mom was called that? Is that true? Is that McKenna's mom? Is that actually what happened? Do we know that? That's the thing. Like, I'm always really worried about I'm always really concerned about, this shit you hear on the internet. I just want to know what the police report says. I'm sure they'll come to some sort of settlement on a misdemeanor. Carlo with a shot. And that's the Leafs' 2nd shot of the entire period, by the way. 9:27 left in the period. It's their 2nd shot. Jesse was talking about on the podcast today how it's there's kind of a malaise in the arena. It's just really quiet. Really a bummer. Real bummer. $9:18 left. It's kind of sad that that the season has come to this. And I'm looking at this and I'm going, what are the Leafs doing to get better? What do we have to hang our hats on the rest of the season? You want individual performance. I still think they shouldn't be playing Knies. Just let him go his knee and get better for next season, right? And then bring up some of these other guys. I want them to bring up William Villeneuve. I think Luke Hames should probably get a look as well. He's come on pretty strong here in the AHL. Get him a couple games. Does that hurt? Colin Martin says Berube had his wake-up call from the Matthews injury and still couldn't score in the shootout against Wool. Berube did? Oh, here we go. Nylander. Berube was saying weird stuff about him today, too. He's like, are you going to start shooting or are you a playmaker now? He set up McCabe there. Jimmy says, I think they'll give a few games, but probably like 5 games is when they'll start shutting guys down. You're probably right. Like, with 5 games to go, who cares, right? I mean, honestly, who cares right now? It would be better for the Leafs if they just lost every game. We know that. The attempts, by the way, are 43-16 in Carolina's favor. Now, if you're a Canes fan, you're used to outshooting people. This is what you do. This is the type of hockey that you play. But 43-16, that's not regular, I wouldn't think. Not at the NHL level. This is how not good the Leafs are. Apparently, there are people that want the Canes to lose tonight, like other people in their division. And I'm like, haha, you're expecting the Leafs to do something for you? I don't think so. They're not capable. Brandon says, Grew looks scary good. Would love to see more young guys for the Leafs. Here's the funny thing about Bo Grew. Oh, here we go. Robinson with a breakaway. And he is hacked by Troy Stetcher, and that means the Leafs are going on the PK again. Oh, no, it's a penalty shot. All right, we got some excitement. Let's go. Canes out shooting Toronto by almost triple, 21-9. He didn't really have the puck there. You had. Oh no, I get. No, he had it. He had it. Stetcher hooked him when he had it. He had it. That's fair. I don't know if it should be a penalty shot. Probably should just be a penalty for hooking, but all right. Robinson, first career penalty shot. Let's see what he's got. Shot, and he scores. Shot. Damn. Oh no, said Adam, the Leafs fan, secretly hoping for a top 5 pick in this year's NHL draft. Darn it. Darn it all to heck. Darn it all to heck. Drats. Robinson, we're going to make him pay. Tell you what. I'll tell you what. Let me ask you this. Do you know where the Leafs currently are in the standings? Because I actually don't know in terms of like league-wide where they are. They are 26th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if the Leafs keep losing, all they need is one team to pass them. And that team is very likely the still in the playoff hunt San Jose Sharks. So funny. If the Leafs were in the Western Conference right now, they would be fighting for a playoff spot. Isn't that insane? Anyway, San Jose's got 70 points. The Leafs have 70 points, but San Jose has played 2 less games than the Toronto Maple Leafs. So all we need is the San Jose Sharks to kind of pass them, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then maybe the Winnipeg Jets, who are Winnipeg or St. Louis. St. Louis is 6-2-2 in their last 10. All I'm saying is Leafs need to keep losing. Ashkova says, fun fact, the division-leading Ducks are not a playoff team if they are in the East, and Toronto is 2 points out of a spot if they are in the West. I know. Isn't it wild? Sometimes it be like that. And that's okay. I don't mind East to West. You know, sometimes you're going to have conferences or divisions that are going to stink. I don't mind that. The thing that bothers me really is the top. Why are the Wylde and Stars going to play in the first round? I don't like that. That shouldn't be what's happening. The Zamboni driver says, Canes put me in net and still they would beat the Leafs. They've done it before. Yes, they have. Yes, they absolutely have. Puck intercepted by Jake McCabe, and the Leafs are going to break out of the zone here. Lawrence with Tavares and Yarncrow. Quillen taking a seat because Craig Berube hates his guts. Has he played well? Yes. Has he had scoring opportunities? Sure has. Is Craig Berube like, nah, I still don't like you? Oh, Tavares scored. What was that? How did Bussy let that in? It was just he just basically was like a curling shot. What happened there? Oh, good for Johnny T. Tavares is a Carolina killer, by the way. He's got a lot of points against them in his career. How does this happen? He's got the best defensive defenseman in the world, and Jake all over him. And uses that lower center of gravity, gets it down low, and somehow Bussy's legs just come apart like he's at a mini putt golf, and you're just waiting for, and it just, wow. That's crazy for John Tavares. Good for him. That is his 24th goal of the year. 56th point. Nikesh says, and he makes a good point, the problem with that John Tavares goal is Quillen might never play again. I think you're right. Quillen's going to be on the NHL team next year. And the next coach is going to love Jake Quillen. This Berube guy, nah. Daniel Hamilton. Moses said spread him. And spread him he did. Ghost of War says, Craig Babcock hates to see the youth succeed. You mean Mike? Oh, Craig Babcock. Oh, because of Mike Babcock. Hey, listen, I'll give Mike Babcock a ton of credit. He played a lot of rookies in his time in Toronto. Mike did. I don't think he loved it, but he did. Burps McGurps. Dallas is 15-1-1 since January, and that out Rantanen, Hintz, and Sagan. I know you disagree, but to think any team caught Colorado is nuts. Oh, they were real close there. Tavares almost had another goal. Robertson with a great turnover, and Busty's able to keep that puck out, we think. What do you mean, Burp Smooth? I've been a big Dallas fan. I just think it stinks that they're going to have to play the Wylde in the first round. Det Finin Montreal. Who is your number one want for head coach? That's a very good question. I'm just watching this replay. I will come back to you. Give me a sec. Yeah, like Pete DeBoer's name's come up a few times. I still think that that's probably not going to happen. I'd like to know who gets fired. I'd also like, I don't think they're going to make a head coach hire until they hire the general manager. And it sure looks like Doug Armstrong's coming. So if that's the case, you got to think about what types of coach Doug Armstrong usually goes for. And I could think back to, and he's been there a long, long time, but I'm thinking about the St. Louis coaches over the years. All I can really remember are Mike Yeo, who was bad. He's a good assistant coach. He's not a good head coach. Then you got Berube, obviously. And then you got that guy that they had for like half a season before they brought in Jim Montgomery. Doug Armstrong likes a high-end coach. He likes a big name. And you know what name that I would be fascinated by? I want to know what Vegas thinks of Bruce Cassidy. I remember when the Leafs and the Bruins played in the playoffs. We were in Boston, and there was some Bruins fans that came up to us, and like the Leafs got their asses kicked. It was a 6-0 game. It was awful. And the Bruins fans were super nice. And the guy, I'll never forget, he was like, yeah, that guy, Mike Babcock, or however you do the Boston accent, Babcock got stuffed into a locker by Bruce Cassidy. And I'm like, you know, Cassidy he's a phenomenal coach. He's a top 5 coach in the league as far as I'm concerned. And Vegas is well. Now, they're a weirdly constructed team, and when Marner went there, one of my things was like, they're kind of old. And their goaltending kind of sucks. Their penalty kill's good, though. They're not scoring much. And Marner's playing center, it's because they're heavy on the wings and they don't have the depth at center that perhaps they'd liked, which I'm sure they can just solve this summer when the cap goes up. I wonder about Bruce Cap. I wonder about that. Viper says Vegas has no goaltending. I know, but Boston had no goaltending and they still fired Jim Montgomery. So it can happen. Craig hated Steves and Minton, and now they're doing great things for Boston. I know. I think Craig Berube's time is that's over. Kinger says Pronger for GM. Okay, so here's my question with Pronger, and I know he's sort of for it. What I would need to know if I was interviewing him is like, what's his plan, and what's really his experience, right? That's my thoughts. I don't know. I would like to see Pronger somewhere else first before here. Colt 289 says STPN and Elliott on 32 Thoughts had almost opposite takeaways from the GM meetings regarding Kane's GM. He said it was nothing to report and there was no skirmish. Listen, two people can hear different things from different sources. But so Mike Russo said that it was a pretty heated exchange. And Mike Russo's a pretty trustworthy guy too. Again, none of us were there, right? So we're getting all this information secondhand. Just never know. And Matt Nyes has brought down, the Leafs are going to go to the power play here. Out comes the power play killer, Matthias Michelli. It was a great pass by Domi, and he's just and that's just taken out. And he hit his face on the eye. That didn't feel good. He's a tough guy, though. Walker's in the box. Grim says they need to throw every dollar they can at Jim Nell. I hope Jim Nell becomes available. I would die for Jim Nell. And Mark Leach, the guy that they hired to run their amateur scouting, is the guy that found all those good pieces in Dallas, too. So you'd reunite those two guys. I'd love to see Jim Nell in Toronto. I would love it. I would love it. But I don't know if you're Jim Nill, like you've just built this juggernaut in Dallas, why wouldn't you want to stay with them and see it through, right? even if your contract is up. So OEL back to Nylander. Nice to see OEL on the top power play unit. Finally. It only took till way after they were eliminated from the playoffs, even though they're not technically. Michelli with the puck. Over to OEL. The Nylander downloaded Tavares. Tavares using the body on Slavin as he did last time in the wraparound goal. Somehow this game is 2-2. Carolina Hurricanes are out-chancing the Leafs like 50-20 right now. In comes Seth Jarvis. Oh, he made a great play to Aho. Aho just could not get the backhand on it. Tried to tip it home, and it went wide. Back come the Leafs. It's Michelli cutting across the ice. Riley in for OEL shot, and Bussy gets that one with the glove. Oh, Matthew Knies with the rebound. Puts it over the nets. Oh, pain. That's the Leaf season right there. Michelli brought down by Jarvis. No call there. 55 seconds to go on the power play. Leafs forward group needs to change. Or maybe not. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're like, nah, screw it. It's us. We're the high-paid ones. Riley intercepts the puck from Aho. Carolina unable to change, but Riley then gives up the puck. Oh, what a goal. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Morgan Riley gets stripped, and that poor man. Actually feel bad for him. I feel real bad for him. That's K'Andre Miller with a great play. First off, they're going to show the replay of the Seth Jarvis shot to Aho, which should have been a goal right there. But K'Andre Miller activates on Morgan Riley when he knows that the Leafs forwards have not changed, and they didn't show the activation, which really pisses me off. But a phenomenal move on Joseph Woll. And Riley has been out there for 30 or 40 seconds. The rest of the guys have been out there for a minute 10, and nobody's fresh enough to get back. That is Morgan Riley's season in a nutshell, by the way, and I don't say that with any sort of happiness. I've been on this guy for a couple of years, but I really like Morgan Riley, and I'm really sad that it's probably not going to work out. He's one of the great Leafs ever, and I just think it might be over. And that was bad. That was real bad. That was bad. I don't relish that. Like, I don't enjoy this. But watching that play, oh. And again, what did I tell you, man? Like, OEL out on the power play, good things happen. He's got a shot. He's got great vision. Oh, Easton Cowan with a nice little move. Bussy is able to shut the pads. But, you know, for some reason, they're like, oh, you know what? Just take OEL off. Take him off. Put Morgan Riley back out there. The power play is working far too well. Man. Frustrating. I don't understand the need to glue Morgan Riley to the first power play unit either. Jake Quillen actually getting a shift. He better win this faceoff or he'll never play again, and he did not win it, which means Jake Quillen, Craig Berube saw his shadow, and Jake Quillen will be sitting on the bench for the next 6 weeks. Francois Lebel, did I miss my SC or did I miss reading it? Or did I miss reading SC? What's an SC? Am I missing something? What is that? Oh, super chat. Francois, when did you send a super chat? I'm sorry, buddy. Hang on. Oh, Francois Lebel just saw the opening of the SDP. How much did Tim's bribe you guys for the hat trick? Yo, that SDP where we all win our Tim Hortons coffee cups, completely, like Jesse bought those cups at the beginning of the month. We did not have those cups, and then we had them, and we all opened them, and they all won. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Good block by Lorentz, although he's been out there too long. Maddie just confirmed it was a surprise. Thank you, Maddie. I'm not lying. Oh, Easton Cowan, Yarncroke. 40 seconds to go in this cursed period. Just brutal. Francois Lebel dropping 5 SDPN memberships to make us all feel better. We've had a lot of memberships drop today, and I really appreciate you guys. You don't know how happy I am that you're still here, even though the Leafs stink. You guys were like starting the stream going, hey, Adam's still here. Why, man, why are you guys still doing this? Why are you still here? We're so grateful that you are. 11 seconds to go. Stankoven and Hall fighting for it, but Carlo's got it. This thing for the last 15 are the shots, 3-2 are the goals, and it isn't particularly close. But Kel Surprise. Tool fan 167, Adam, could we get a little music corner on the stream today? Give us some music history. Okay, well, I'll give you something that I just learned I learned this about a year ago, and I was so blown away by it because it's one of my favorite songs, and it is from the 1970s. So, do you guys know the song "You're So Vain" by Carly Simon? You're so vain. You probably think the song is about you. You're so vain. You know that one? She sings it a lot better than I do. So you guys know that song, right? When she gets to the part, so first off, who is that song about? That song is about, we think, a very famous Playboy actor from the 60s and 70s, Warren Beatty. And things about, when you flew your Learjet up to Nova Scotia to see the total eclipse of the sun, very pointed, very detailed, right? Okay. What's crazy about that is the Rolling Stones happened to be in the studio like across the way, right? They were right there. And so when you hear the I bet you think this song is about you, don't you, don't you, don't you? There is a male's voice in it. So Carly's going high, the male voice is going low. That's Mick Jagger. So Mick Jagger got in the studio with Carly and sang that song just because they happened to be in the studio at the same time. Isn't that crazy? So whenever I hear that song now, I really listen for Mick Jagger's piece in that because he just happened to be there, which I think is really cool. I don't know. That's the thing you sort of miss with music today. There are some really awesome stories today, but because you've got Lady Gaga did Telephone and they sent the beat to Beyonce and she recorded it on a computer halfway across the world and changed the beat up a little bit and then sent it back. Because, that's another story, actually. So Telephone was something that Lady Gaga worked on. They thought they had it, but they're like, what if we get Beyonce on it? So Beyonce's producer listened to that, and he said, yeah, she can't sing over that. But if we change up the drum beat, which when it hits Beyonce's beat, we can have her sing that. And it kind of adds a whole new element to the song, right? The problem with stories like that is it's like, well, Gaga was in New York and Beyonce was in LA, and you don't get the personal touch of Mick Jagger just happened to be there at 2 a.m. smoking a joint when they were recording. So he jumped into the studio and did Carly Simon a favor. Like 80s sometimes are really special, and we get them anymore, right? A lot of us have their own studios, studio equipment, cameras, mics, everything is so much cheaper. So it leads to different stories. I just love that story. So there's my music history corner, brought to you by nobody but me. All right, Maddie, what are we doing for? Actually, you've got the clip here, don't you? Who should be Team Canada's next general manager? As you guys know, Doug Armstrong stepped down this week. Who would you give it to? There's a lot of interesting candidates. We're going to get to that now, and then I'll see you back here at the beginning of the third period.
Doug Armstrong is stepping down as the general manager of the Canadian men's national team for the Olympics and the World Championships. Pierre Lebrun put out an article, and Doug's sort of response is, it's time for a change. I've enjoyed every aspect of it. Obviously, you wish you could go out on top, but it would be selfish to want to do it again. Such a great experience. And I think more people should get the chance to enjoy it. And, he was a part of Steve Yzerman's management staff for the Olympic champs in 2010 and 2014. He's been doing a lot of Hockey Canada stuff. But Doug is also up there in age, and perhaps he just wants to focus on being an NHL guy. And, ultimately did a pretty damn good job doing it, right? There are things you could question.
Oh, just check out his fingers.
What do you mean?
He's got a ring.
That's right. I think in terms of international play though is what I mean.
Oh,
I'm not talking about the Blues.
My bad.
That's been less good.
Yeah. Well, check out his neck. No gold medal, unfortunately.
Well,
The management actually doesn't get gold medals.
that's right.
Oh. Well, then, damn it.
Yeah.
What was he even in it for?
Yeah.
If you don't get a medal, what's even the point?
Was he running it last time around too?
I believe he was a part of the Yzerman staff, but no. And remember, the last international they did was 2016.
Oh yeah, because I
So-
guess 2022 he wouldn't have been involved.
Yeah.
There's no NHLers.
Yeah, so Yzerman ran it for 2010 and 2014, I think, and then he was part of that staff. But yeah, so Doug
So
Armstrong.
it's really one and done.
It kind of is because
Well, I guess four nations, and then Olympics. Yeah.
But the Four Nations is basically a one and done, right?
Right. So it's kind of like a 2-year. Hey, I did this, and then now I'm done.
Right.
That's a quick
Yeah.
burn, Dougie.
I mean, there's a lot of minds out there, man. There's
Yeah.
a lot of minds. And like, there isn't anyone who is like generally like uniformly regarded as the best one, right? Yeah. Get some other minds in there. Sure.
I have a question.
Oh,
You are now Scott Salmon, or whoever's in charge of this. Who are you naming the next general manager of Team Canada?
A very good question.
Do you have the
Julian Brisebois?
Do you have the staff of who was on that? I know Dubas was there.
Yeah,
guys. I can pull it up if you want.
Team Canada gold medal, or see, Team Canada did not win the gold medal. Staff,
Oh no!
GM. All right, so we've got
muscle memory.
There you go. I got.
Doug Armstrong. We got Ryan Getzlaff, who hates Toronto. Scott Salmon. I know it's Salmon. Catherine Henderson, Pat McLaughlin. These are all the high-end executive
Doug
people.
Armstrong, Julian Brisebois, Jim Nill, Don Sweeney, Kyle Dubas.
Oh, Jim Nill's a pretty good name.
Of those guys, are you bringing in somebody else, or are you going with one of those?
I think you go with one of those.
Yeah.
Brisebois, Nill, Sweeney, Dubas.
It has to be Brisebois.
You do bring in someone else.
Yes,
but like
to fill in that spot.
Yeah, to fill in a spot. But yeah, to me, it's either Brisebois or Nill, and Dubas's time will come.
You got to have
Or Sweeney.
You
Or
got to
Sweeney.
have Brisebois in there because he's got the most cups and the most success.
Who's your pick?
Brisebois.
Oh, that's your number one? That's your one?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Correct
Nill
answer.
would be number 2.
No, the correct answer is Jim Nill. He's older.
Yeah.
And I think you need.
You know I'm right.
Yeah.
It's hockey.
It's right. You're right, but I hate it. I think the guy that should move into AGM is Kent Hughes.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's the next
Is he
guy.
Canadian or American?
Montreal. Jeff
Yeah.
Gorton is American.
It'll probably
that's why.
be Dubas goes to assistant GM, and then Kent Hughes goes to director of player personnel, where Dubas was.
That makes sense.
So
yeah.
that's a good call. Kent Hughes would be awesome.
I think so too.
He's
I think
such
he'd
a
be great.
brilliant mind.
Yeah. And I think there's like, obviously there's a lot of great young players in Montreal that Kent Hughes could probably directly speak to for the national teams for the next 10 years, right? Whether they be Team USA guys, how do we counter them, versus Team Canada guys, should we pick them? I think
What does Arbor Jackey's passport say?
Ontario.
I think that says Ontario.
Yeah.
And then, well, who's the guy that Jacob Fowler? Is he Canadian?
No, he's the USA program.
We need a goalie, damn
Yeah,
it.
no.
There are some coming.
Okay.
There are some coming.
Are they going to be here in 4 years, Steven?
Probably not.
I got to say.
Ravensburgen is one. There was another. I forget his name. There are some.
Even if they were here in 4 years, Hockey Canada would be like, nah, but are you over 25? No, sorry. Can't
What
put
about Jordan Binnington again?
Oh,
hell yeah, go for it. He won a cup yonks ago. Let's go with him.
honestly, I got to give Doug Armstrong credit. I was patently against him in both tournaments with the Binnington pick. And as soon as he picked Binnington, and I'm like, I'm riding with Binnington, but I do not believe this. And he was right both times.
He was not
was
a
very good.
reason Canada lost.
No,
Right.
not at all.
Unpopular opinion, perhaps, with Dubas.
You don't have any of those.
I think he's too valuable as a capo.
Dubas?
Yeah, let's look at this
Like mafia?
in mob terms.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go.
Capos are the one out in the streets doing all the work. They're getting all the pickups. They're cracking heads.
Hey.
And then you got Tony. You know, you need a decision you made, you go to him. But you go to him. He's not out in the streets cracking heads, or at least he's not supposed to be. This
Right.
thing of us.
He's arm's length now.
Yeah, like Dubas as an AGM, and I said this when he was GM. Unfortunately, there is a world where he would have been AGM in Toronto longer, and he probably would have been better for it, right? But
We should have let him go to Colorado and find out.
he wouldn't still be there.
No, I know.
I don't think he would still be there.
No, I don't think he would either.
Hockey Canada is obviously another level. It's all the GMs there are the best of the best or whatever. I think he's going to be an AGM there for a long time.
Yeah, because he's a young guy. I mean,
Yeah.
I think even Kent Hughes is 56. Like Dubas has got like 15 years
Dubas
before he
is
hits
like
that. Was he 39?
43?
Oh, is he?
Like,
Is he even that? Kyle Dubas. I'm looking
Maybe.
this up. No, he's 40.
he's 40 years old.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Doesn't that make you ask yourself what you've done
Still?
with your life?
I'm a piece of shit.
Dubas is 40?
He's 40.
I thought he was older than that.
Wow.
He's been the Leafs hired
He's a
him when
man.
He was like
He's
28.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
No, he's too valuable as a capo. He's got too much energy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I like that. I don't think I know this is how Hockey Canada works because that's how Dave Cameron got selected as the head coach of the World Junior team, but it should not be based on your fucking age. All right.
And
Jim
it's
Nill's
your
got to
turn.
win a cup first. I hope Dallas does. I'm not saying I'm against Dallas or whatever. Dallas is at risk here of going down as like the San Jose Sharks of this generation. They've already been to the finals. They haven't won. They have a dominant team. You can't be this decade Sharks. They got to get across that line. And until they do, Julien Brisebois needs to be the favorite.
But
three finals in a row.
Oh yeah, totally. But like with the Stars, like all their guys are like in their prime, basically, or like entering prime. They're gonna be fine. This window's wide open.
You would have said the same about Marlowe, Thornton, Brent Burns, Vlasic.
Yeah.
Who else am I missing here? Like that was a crazy Dan Boyle. What a crazy fucking
Pavelski.
score. Nabokov. Like that was crazy.
Oh yeah, I can't believe they never really did anything. They did go to the final in 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my point. That's my thing, right?
It's a hard league.
With James Reimer.
Yeah, indeed. And Roman Polak.
So that'll be an interesting one. And I'm sure that they'll take their time figuring out the succession plan there. But they got to make a decision within the next, I would say 12 months because the World Cup is 2 years away, less than. So you're going to need to know. And you might even need to know by September of next year or this coming, September, because you're going to need to start tracking players and having meetings about who do we like?
Yeah.
Who's good?
I think Stan Bowman should be involved.
Kiss my ass. Do you actually think that? Oh, thank God.
I think there's several hockey reporters that would agree with you that have direct lines to
We
Stan.
should do Stan Bowman, Ken Holland.
Oh, God.
Who else? Mark Bergevin.
Oh,
That's my
man.
trio
You know what?
of...
Why? And you know what, Jesse? Why not bring in Rob Blake and Luke Robitaille?
Oh, no. That's too far.
No, that'd be great.
That's
go there.
too far.
That'd be great. Hey, Stan, who do you want us to have as the goalies? And he names three guys, and you cross all three off the list. Hey, Mark, who's going to score goals for us? And he says three guys, and you scratch all those off the list.
Joel Edmondson would be on that team.
Hey, Ken, who's going to play D for us? And you scratch all those off the list.
Edmondson.
All right. Great. Thanks, boys.
Adam,
Appreciate
if
it.
Mark Bergevin was named GM of Team Canada, would you root for America?
No. I'm a Canadian. I will always root for Canada, but I would suggest heavily that USA was going to win. That's what I would say.
Oh, yeah.
I have to root for Canada. I know I got the American heritage thing, but I grew up here. But Jesus, that would be pain. Can you imagine?
I'd cheer for Canada, but I'd listen to ABBA.
Yeah, maybe cheer for Team Sweden or something like that. You know what I mean? Hey, did you like the thing you just watched?
Was it hilarious?
Was it?
Time for the stunning conclusion to this incredible hockey game between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Just so much skill and talent. The Carolina Hurricanes are playing like they don't want to win. The Leafs are playing like they can't win. Who will be the victor? Actually, I'll be honest. That's a little mean to the Carolina Hurricanes. They are out chancing the Leafs 8 million to 1. But the Leafs have 3 goals. Carolina's 3 goals. Oh, that fuzzy on my shoulder. You know, I don't know. I'm not. I think the reason I was so hardcore about the Leafs firing Berube a few games ago, now it's too late. But I was so hardcore about it because I wanted to see the Leafs play like any sort of different system. You know, like when you're like, I just want to see you do anything different. Anything that makes me feel like you got a sign of life, like there's a player to get excited about that we can talk about all summer, that, you know, there's a line combination that all of a sudden clicks and it's like, oh, wow, okay, there might be something there. There's just a whole lot of nothing. They just seem to be like they're like in stasis and they don't know what to do. It's crazy. I don't know. I see that the music conversation kept going. By the way, Alex Mercer, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Alex Mercer said, "What's up, Adam? What's up, Alex?" And said, "Is VIP worth it?" I don't know if you guys saw my message in the chat, but would you say that VIP is in fact worth it? Because I'd like to know what you think. Because VIP you can sign up, by the way, $4.99 every month. But if you want all the episodes ad-free, you can go ad-free VIP. Sorry, VIP ad-free, $6.99 a month. Zamboni driver said the Leafs have tried nothing and they're all out of ideas. You would not believe how many times I've heard that on these streams, and it's right every single time. Every single time. Every single time. Yanaki said we need more Family Feud on the VIP. Mark Antone says 100% VIP is worth it. Let's go. Let's go. Get on those extra episodes. They're fun. We always have a good time. And it's always fun. Every once in a while, I'll bring up AI and make Steve mad. It's great. I love it. Mad Dog says she loves VIP as well, which we appreciate you, Mad Dog. Do we have... Let me ask you this. Do we have... Oh, we got Henderson and Tyson. Gavin! Clumsy Scientist. Collingwood would be a great place for an event. Well, I don't think we're going to be doing any events just because the playoffs are coming up. I don't know if we're going to be doing any live shows, at least until June, if at all. Most of the live shows we do, we try to get them done in the fall and a little bit in the winter too. You can't do them in December because people are just busy with like Christmas stuff. So you kind of have September, October, November, and then you kind of have January, February, and I guess March. But because of the trade deadline and playoff prep and March break and all that stuff, it becomes a little bit difficult to do. Mark says rage baiting Steve with AI is a core VIP experience. Agreed. That's what it's all about right there. Adam says, if you ever need anything AI-based to rage bait Steve on, please let me know. Man, the internet's just full of it. I think he gets bothered by it. I don't have an issue with some AI, but this whole idea that we've instituted AI at our company, so we're going to cut 15% of our workforce before we even know if it works. I think it just means your CEO is a dumbass. That's what I think. All right, Bo Grew. Kicking off the period again. Man, it's so crazy. Scott Lawton never played as many minutes as Bo Grew is getting. Bo Grew is, I think he's their fourth line center next year, third line center. They're going to need a second line center, but let's have some fun. Let's have some fun because this game, unless you're a Canes fan, and I'm not trying to downgrade it, but for Leaf fans, could you in a world where the Leafs get a second line center, let's say a Mason McTavish, right? Maybe the trade is Matthew Nyes for Mason McTavish and Pavel Mintyukov. The trade. The Matthew for Mintyukov and Mason. If you're able to get that going, and you've got Mason McTavish, you've got Matthews as your first line center, okay? And then you've got Tavares, and you've got Bo Grew. Is Bo Grew good enough to be your third line center next year? I think he probably is. Why not? And you could have like Steven Laurent as your fourth line. It really doesn't matter. Then you're probably able to move Tavares to the wing. And I really like that because I think Johnny T can still play in the top six, but I don't think that he needs to be the center of the top six or in the top six anymore. Why not move him to the wing? Right? Just saying. Slavin. And already we're not even 2 minutes into the period, and we've got Stetcher and Benoit already having played 1 minute 45. They've played the entire period, and they're hemmed. Nyes, Domi, and Nylander have each played over a minute each, and they just finally get the puck clear. If you're a Canes fan, you must be like, wow, this team is really bad now. And you'd be right. Proletariat says Grew as a 3C is a nightmare. Is it? I think we might have found some good depth there. And you didn't have to spend a first-round pick to get it. Jamie Richards, no Canadian team will make the playoffs. Maybe one team, but no more than two. So which is it, Jamie? The Oilers are going, and the Canadians are going. Cowan. Oh, back to Tavares. Tavares with a shot. Bussy with a big save. With that right-handed glove, which always looks a little goofy. Viper says, hot take, I'd rather trade Willie than Nyes. Yes, I know Willie has a full no move. Listen, anybody with a full no move can get traded. It's just a question if they want to get traded. And I think if they approached Willie and said, hey, William, what do you think about a fresh start? And it was like New York City, or it was Los Angeles, or somewhere cool. I think he'd probably be open to it. But I don't think you're going to get the return on William Nylander that you're going to get on somebody like Matthew Nyes, because Willie ultimately holds the cards of where he's going to go. And are you going to get the return back? Because listen, Vancouver did well in the Quinn Hughes trade, but did they get somebody who's going to be as good as Quinn Hughes? Is it fair value for Quinn Hughes? That I still think is up for debate. Also, I love William Nylander, and I hope he doesn't leave, but, you know, you got to do what's best for the team here. And Austin Matthews is the best player skill-wise to ever put on a sweater for the Leafs. You got to try to build around him. .46 left in the third period. Leafs behind the Canes net. Canes are going to break out again. This is so far in this period, it's not been all that great in terms of any sort of puck possession for the Leafs. And there was a high stick there on the puck, but the Leafs were the first ones to touch it. Canes smartly left it alone and then promptly are able to clear it. Proletarian says, by the way, come to Stockholm and watch our Djurgården hooliganism. Our football psychos like hockey in the winter, pandemonium, pandemonium? I think you mean pandemonium a couple of years ago. I would love to see I've said to Steve and Jesse, when our kids are a little bit older, it would be really fun to do a European tour. Do some shows in like some major cities for a week and a half or something. Oh my God. How much fun would that be? Mark says, I still 1,000% believe Matthews can push 70 goals again. He just needs another coach. Maybe 50. And imagine you have a 45 or 50 goal elite defensive center. That's perfect. That's great. People are like keep comparing Matthews to that 70 goal season. And I'm like, I get it. But just if he scores 50, that doesn't mean he's cooked. And he scored at a 50-goal pace this year. He's just got to stay healthy. I also wonder about a guy like Alex Tuck. He's from Western New York, Buffalo. Grew up a Sabres fan, I believe. Has been outstanding this year, but Kekalainen and Kevin Adams before him don't want to pay the price it's going to pay to get him. Leafs just throw a pile of money at Alex Tuck and go, we need a guy like you in the lineup. And then you can trade one of your wingers, one of your high-end scoring wingers, and get the defense you need. That's assuming Alex Tuch makes it, which I don't know that he does. Like, is Buffalo really going to let him walk? He's such a dog. Nylander behind the net. Stankoven tries to get the puck out past Carlo. Carlo pinched, but Riley's got that covered. Back out to center. Here comes Jackson Blake on a quick break. Good save by Joseph Woll. Bit of a sneaky shot. Tried to sneak it just above the pad, like the leg pad, and just below the blocker. Jimmy says Tuch loves Buffalo. It'd be crazy if he actually left when they get good. If the Pagulas actually won't shell out for him, Sabres fans will burn the arena down, as they should. I'm just saying it's weird that he's not signed already, considering the season they've had, right? Like, that's fair. If he becomes available, you must get him. Must get him. The other guy people are talking about is Darren Radish in Tampa. The thing about Darren Radish in Tampa is that he's never done this before, and all of a sudden he's great, and I think that's cool. But what? Oh, the puck got behind Woll, and somehow it has stayed out. It bounced. Stankoven had a clear shot at it, but I think he just couldn't bat it out of thin air. Taylor Hall, over and across. They're trying to find Jackson Blake in front of the net. Benny's got the body positioning on him, and we might get a fast break here from Easton Cowan. Gets across the line. He's got Tavares and Robertson with him, but Jake Slavin, the best defensive defenseman in the league, broke up the play because you know what? He's Jake Slavin. That's what he does. Tyson Barnett, Adam, just got in from the pubs. Are the Leafs poop? Yes. Also, my mom loves you. Side note. Oh, thank you. Please say hello to your mother. Say hello to your mother. People upset with Matthews that he can't score 69 goals. It's like when Gretzky couldn't get 215 points anymore. This is what I'm saying. Like, a lot of things need to go right for you to get that many goals. I need Matthews at a 50-goal pace every year. Also, Trevor says, as a Tampa fan, let him get his money. Someone will overpay for Radish. I agree. I'm worried about Radish. A bunch of Leaf fans are like, oh, no, look at the points. I'm like, I don't know. Not that he's not a good player. I just feel like, A, if he leaves Tampa, is he ever going to be that good again? B, who leaves Tampa? Who willingly leaves Tampa? Nobody. Yeah, and back to Alex Tuch. I know some Sabres fans would be real upset if he left. I think it would be weird if he did too. But you just never really know how these things are going to go. And he's got to make his money. This is Tuch's big money deal. He's got to make his money here. Oh, good save by Woll. Back to Dakota Joshua, who races it up with Bo Grew. Joshua gets crushed on the boards, but he's right back up. Grew, I think, apparently off camera went after Ehlers. That's what the announcer said. I don't know. Benoit, shot in. Walker takes a bit of a hit from a Leaf, fires the puck out. That puck is slapped back in by the hand, I believe, of Troy Stetcher. Walker. Puck is up. Svechnikov gets the puck to Slavin. Slavin winds up and fires, and Domi might break with Slavin. That's for sure. He's a very quick skater. Max Domi finds Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and Ekman-Larsson died, or Brandon Bussey's able to make that save. Either way, that puck did not go in the net. Wow, that was a big hit on Joshua by Ehlers. Good for him. Good clean hit. Good clean hit. Brodeur Hall of Fame. Where's Ayers? They don't need him tonight. David Ayers made big saves for Carolina when he was in nets. The Leafs The Leafs haven't tested Bussy all that much. Proletarian says, has anyone had a worse drop-off over the last 2 years than Matthews? I can't think of anyone, and he is in his physical prime too. Honestly, I think you're right stats-wise, although his advanced metrics are still really strong. Again, it comes down to, I think this is the wrong coach. If you go back, and you're probably too young to remember this, when Dale Hunter became the coach of the Capitals for one season, Alexander Ovechkin's, he still had 38 goals, but his production relative to where he was in his career fell off a cliff. And the Capitals, being smart, said, bye-bye, Dale Hunter. And lo and behold, Alexander Ovechkin still is scoring a bunch of goals for the Capitals. I think you have to look at it like you need to see him with a different coach first. That's what I think's happened. Tyson Barnett, what is a good versus a great coach? What is it? Tactics, man management, roster deployment, great game adaptation. What is it? Could John Cooper coach the Canucks to a cup, for example? No. So being a coach in the NHL is a little like being a driver in Formula One. You can really only top out as, your team's only going to take you so far. In Formula One, you could be the best driver on the grid like Max Verstappen is, but if your car is third or fourth best, you're probably not going to win a lot of races. John Cooper, and I think the best coaches in the league, and I would say Montgomery's got to be up there, although he's not had a bad year this year. Cassidy's got to be up there. It's very specific scenarios and types of players that respond. And what I mean by that is you look at what, say, like Rod Brind'Amour in Carolina. It takes a very specific type of player to want to and to thrive in Rod Brind'Amour's system. They find guys out of nowhere. They plug them in. Work great. And then come along, your Gensels and your Rantanens, and they're like, nah, I'm not so sure I want to play this system. Because I get a lot out of it than I would in a different system. John Cooper is brilliant because he's a lawyer. He's very, very eloquent, great at connecting with players. John Cooper, for my money, is the best coach in the NHL. And so much of it is when you find a good situation, he's been there forever. I think it's like 12 years. You don't leave. Why would you leave? So I think part of it is how good are the players that you have? And then the coaching end of it is, are you able to get through to those guys? Are you able to take a William Nylander who doesn't listen to coaches? And that's well known, by the way. Are you able to take him and squeeze 5 or 10 more points out of him? Are you able to squeeze a little bit more defensive responsibility out of him? Are you able to find him room in the playoffs where he can thrive? Because William Nylander does always show up in the playoffs. That's what makes a great coach. A good coach will just manage a team to its expectations. A great coach can get absolute star quality seasons out of guys who you would never expect. That's why Darren Radish is having this insane season in Tampa. Part of that's Darren Radish. Part of that's the way that John Cooper has deployed him, right? And Cooper finds these guys all the time. I think the only time that I can really figure that it didn't work out was Tanner Jeannot. They acquired the guy, they spent a lot to get him, and it just didn't work, right? Okay, Jake wanted to stay. They just lowballed him. He was great in our system. Well, there you go. Is Cowan going to the box for somebody stepping on his stick? There's so many stick calls for the Leafs today, even if they wanted to win. Oh, yeah, that is a penalty all day, every day. It wasn't stepping on. He got it right in there. Sloopin says Torts is a good coach. He can get 95% of his guys working in his system everywhere he goes. He's just not a great coach because his system isn't that good. I agree. I'm not a Torts fan in terms of his coaching style. I also think that he needs to be, when you're got to control your emotions, and he just cannot do that. There are guys that play for him that love him, though. Absolutely love him. Alex92 says, I know I've said this before, but I miss Paul Maurice as our coach. He coached us at the wrong time. Yeah, I think Paul was pretty young when he had the job here. And I think Paul would probably be the first one to tell you he's learned a lot since being here. he also had horrific goaltending. Like, don't get it twisted. Paul Maurice had bad goaltending, but I think Paul Maurice really came of age when he went back to Carolina. Like, he was great in Carolina the first time. The Leafs hired him. He wasn't that good here, but they had terrible defense. And then he went back to Carolina, and then he went to Winnipeg. Like, there was things that kind of led to where he is now. Viper says, I miss Pat Quinn. Man, me too. Everybody loved Pat Quinn. He's the best. Steven says, hot take, Keefe is a much better coach that allowed the top players to play to their strengths. I think Sheldon Keefe is a very good coach. I think Sheldon Keefe's problem in Toronto was he caught Nylander, Marner, and Matthews at a formative age, and because of various sensitivities within the team, every time he publicly criticized them, he had to walk it back the next day. And when you defang a coach like that, after a while, guys can just stop listening to him. And I don't think the guys ever really stopped listening to him, but it was clear that he was never going to get more than what he got out of them. And that last playoff series kind of sucked because Nylander and Matthews were out most of that series. Slack Gaming says, what do you think of Dan Muse in Pittsburgh? I think he's been great. I watched, I was in Pittsburgh in the fall, and I saw them play the New York Rangers in Mike Sullivan's return, which was kind of neat. The Rangers kicked their ass, actually. But what was clear at the time was they were going to play far more flowy, quick puck movement style, and it was at that time they were still just adjusting to it. But they had a good start in October, and they've just continued with that. And I think my thing is, I don't think Mike Sullivan's been all that York. Oh, Lorentz with a shot. Nice little play there. Lorentz and Yarncroke getting the 2-on-1 on the PK. Yeah, so I think Dan Muse is a phenomenal coach. I think that was a great find by Dubas. That's something he's really good at. He finds guys that have not had a shot in the NHL, Sheldon Keefe being another, and goes, okay, now's your time, and this is the kind of style that I want, and I'm going to give you these. Jarvis with the shot. That is blocked by Jake McCabe, who's a little sluggish to get up. Out come the Leafs. It's Bo Grew and Calle Yarncroke. Grew with a shot using his speed. Bussy is able to stop that, and I wonder, did that go off his helmet? He's shaking his head. Tyson Barnett, is the Leafs' next coach a winning coach or a build around Matthews to be 50-goal, 100-point player? Also agree Keefe was too early. I think the Leafs' next coach is going to largely depend on what Doug Armstrong thinks they need. I don't know what Doug Armstrong wants, but I said it earlier in the podcast. If Bruce Cassidy became available, that'd be my number one guy. Because he'll play young guys. I like the job, by the way, Marco Sturm has done in Boston too, but he's not going anywhere. I think I'm curious about what happens with Vegas in the offseason. Like, let's say Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl turn on the Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl magic fountain, as they do every April, and they beat the Vegas Golden Knights, because they're going to play them in the first round, it looks like, right? If they beat Vegas, we could have a coach change there. And I don't even think it'd be Cassidy's fault. I don't think they have enough center depth, but think about it. Viper says, you're 100% convinced Armstrong is coming here, Adam. The way it was put to me was Doug Armstrong, his final stop was always going to be Toronto. That's the way it was put to me. Now, the thing is, Doug Armstrong is from Sarnia, grew up a Leaf fan. He gets the history here. He understands that. But where have you heard that before, right? Everybody gets it. What I like about Doug Armstrong is he's a very aggressive general manager. He's in on everything. He's talking to everyone. And he's not like Brad Treliving is a tire kicker general manager. He calls everyone. He knows the prices, but he's non-committal. Doug Armstrong's like, no, if he's selling, this is my price. If he's buying, this is what I'm willing to pay. So Jordan says, Jordan's a Calgary fan. Oilers blow. Yeah, they're not having a great year. But neither is Vegas. And I wonder about, like, you put Oilers and Vegas in the first round. They both have horrific goaltending. But what Edmonton can do that Vegas cannot is score. Vegas is having a hell of a time scoring goals this year. Marner's having, like, for Mitch Marner, for what he's used to, his point totals are way down. Yeah, he's got 69 points in 68 games. That's not now. That's impressive by any measure. But Mitch Marner, the last time he got close to 80 points was 2 years ago when he played 69 games. He played 69 games 2 years ago, had 85 points. He's played 68 this year, has 69 points. See what I'm saying? I think Marner's a great player. I'm not trying to. That's not him. I think that they've got a bit of a clunky, weird roster and bad goaltending. And when you've got bad goaltending, you don't feel okay taking the risks offensively that you need to take in order to be your best. I also think that roster's freaking old and slow. So if you get league average goaltending from Connor Ingram, you already have better goaltending than Vegas. And then if you can just set Zach Hyman and Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl and Nugent Hopkins and those guys, set them off. Let them go. Trent Frederick's not going to be playing. Chris Knobloch said today he's got an injury and there's no timeline, which tells me, yeah, you're probably done. Shot, and that's blocked by off. Nylander found Domi across the ice, but Domi had to grab it with his hand. Anyway, Vegas-Edmonton first round might be one of the most interesting first round series. Oh, and Nylander with a crazy goal. Crazy. See, I was not narrating this. I was watching it and thinking, yeah, there's no way they're going to score here. And they did. Alex92 said, so then we can say that Marner is also Matthews too. Absolutely. I mean, he's still got 50 assists, but he's not scoring at the level that Mitch Marner normally scores at. Tyson Barnett, how fun would it be a Buffalo versus Minnesota Stanley Cup final? Be sick. It'd be amazing. 2 non-cup winners going head-to-head for their first cup. It'd be amazing. Oh, Nylander. How did he get that? Is it just me or is Brandon Bussi not having the best game? That's 2 that have snuck through the 5-hole randomly. That one, kind of like Tavares's. We really don't need the Leafs to be winning right now. We really don't need this. Hey, Canes, can you maybe step up and finish this game in regulation, please? Steven says, I can't imagine what the arena in Buffalo is going to be like in the playoffs. It's going to be awesome. Buffalo in the playoffs is a loud, crazy, fun barn. It's going to be awesome. Oh, we got it. Oh, no. Oh, I thought Stetcher was going to score there. Domi found him. He was wide open. Bussi was able to make that. So Bussi's been awful lately. Interesting. Miller behind the net. He's chased out by Quillen. Quillen using his speed to harass Miller. Creates the turnover. Oh, and then Calle Yarncroke just gives it away. But it's probably Jake Quillen's fault, and he's probably not going to get another shift the rest of the game. Oh, Jackson Blake almost found Slavin streaking in, but that puck was just gingerly pushed aside. Oh, and Jackson Blake had another opportunity. This game is opening up. It's 3-3 with 4:48 left to go in the third. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, the lead man, pops one in on Bussi. It's not very tough, and Bussi sends that aside. Behind the net, it's Chatfield with that gigantic beard of his. Look at that beard. That is a good beard. Jackson Blake across the red line into the Leaf zone. He has been active all night, noticeable. Jake McKay brings him down. Cowan to Grew. Grew to Cowan. Wow, great play by Bo Grew. He had 3 guys on him on the board, still makes the play. I don't think Bo Grew's going to play with the Marlies until the playoffs, man. Dang. As a fan, I approve of this score. Alex Mercer says, Nurse came in and said, what are you watching? I said, Adam Wylde on STPN. She's all like, what is the STP? We have a new fan. Oh, I love it. I love it, Alex. Robertson gets that puck up high. Out come the Carolina Hurricanes with 3:40 left to go. Maddie, our score is wrong. It's 3-3. We got to update it. Oh, no, it's good now. We're good. Oh, you have it. Somebody doesn't have it. Mixed Heart Productions, your score is wrong. 3:18 left in the third. Svechnikov in on Stetcher. Tavares gets the puck from Svechnikov. And out come the Leafs again, but they're not able to handle it. And Tavares along the boards gets it. They are playing with it in the neutral zone. Leif Olmstead just arrived. Hello, Adam and Gripper Nation. What have I missed? Buddy, it's bonkers. This is crazy. The Carolina Hurricanes should be beating the Leafs. Like, kicking their ass. But Bussy's not been very good. Tavares gets it in for Michelli. Michelli's got Chatfield on him. Michelli pumps it back into the zone. That goes right to Sebastian Aho. Probably not the guy you want to give the puck to. But he's got nobody with him. Leafs swarm. They're able to turn it over. And they fire it back down. It's not going to be icing. Nikishin gets the pass up. Neutral zone. Intercepted by McCabe. And then probably given away. Taylor Hall. Big save by Joseph Wall with the left pad. And out comes Max Domi. He's going to use his speed again. Cutting across. Shot. And there's a big rebound, but Dakota Joshua can't get there. Leafs looking like some of the best. This is some of the best Leaf hockey we've seen all season right now. I can't tell if it's that Carolina's bad or if the Leafs are caring for once. Walker brings the puck in. Shot. Oh, and I think that goes off the crossbar. Very close. 1:42 to go in the third. I think that was the second crossbar. Bo Grew saving out there. Our savior, Bo Grew, is out there, and he's going to race against the Carolina Hurricanes for the puck. They grab it. Both teams changing, and Nyes is going to rag this one and go off. I think we're going to overtime. I think these dumb Leafs are getting the dumb loser point. And the Leafs have iced it. 1:13 left in the third period. At least they made this part of it entertaining. Stetcher's pissed. He said he touched it. Let's see. Stetcher almost had Bussy beat, but I think he just fired it wide. Oh. Wow. So the game was almost over. Is this in fact an icing? We still don't know. So it is an icing call. And the Leafs fire it back out again for an icing call. See, this has been the Leafs thing all year. They've got a little bit of the Martin Marincin syndrome where every puck is a live grenade after they've won won it in their own zone. I don't understand it, but I don't know if they keep track. They must. Do the Leafs lead the league in icings? They must. McCabe gets the puck up to Yarncroke. That is turned over to Chatfield. Chatfield to Stahl. Leafs intercept it. It's going to be Yarncroke. The fourth line for the Leafs is out there. It's Tavares this time, though, not Quillen, with Lorentz and Yarncroke. And Tavares is in Gretzky's office behind the net. And who's out-muscled Jake Slavin for a goal earlier, tries to get it out front. Nobody there. Out come the Canes with 27 seconds left to go. I cannot believe the Leafs are at least going to get a loser point in this game. That is insanity. How have the Canes allowed this to happen? Brandon Bussy. Brandon Bussy's not had a good game. Oh. Aho made a great play, but in tight, they were not able to get it past the goal of Joseph Wawa. The Leafs are actually going to get a point. Wow. They do not deserve one. Let's just be clear about that. Absolutely clear about that. Holy moly. What's happening here? This is just... Okay. All right. Let's look up Brandon Bussey. Brandon Bussey. All right. He's bussing. 27-year-old Brandon Bussey. Ooh, his numbers have fallen off. He's only got an 896 save percentage. Okay. Here's Brandon Bussey's last 5 games. His save percentage is brutal. Oh my God. Okay. So let me give you this, chat. Brandon Bussey has 1 shutout in this time period. I'm going to give you but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In the last 10 games, Brandon Bussey has a shutout. And in those 9 other games where he doesn't have a shutout, how many of those games did he finish with a plus 900 save percentage? I will tell you. 1. And that was January 4th versus Ottawa. 24th, excuse me. He had a 973 that night. And since then, this is January 24th, 840, 846, 889. Then he got the shutout versus New York before the Olympic break. Then 857, 818, 800, 875, and 833. Holy moly. That's crazy. That's crazy. Given the cap growth projected by Alan Walsh, does Bedard get offer sheeted? Also, I think Bedard is severely underrated and still generational. Yeah, whatever team offer sheets him, first off, they've got to have the next 4 first-round picks in. So, I don't know. Like, he could get offer sheeted, and I think it's worth trying, but Chicago's just going to match it. Usually offer sheets work for... You got to think about like guys like, Dylan Holloway and Philip Broberg. Diamonds in the rough. And really, they weren't really even diamonds in the rough, too. Tyson Barnett, 65, dropping 10 SDPN memberships to kick off overtime as we have almost 900 people here to watch a Leafs overtime on a Friday night. Hell yeah. And they're not even in the playoffs. Let's go. Welcome, everybody who has just joined us. We got a 3-on-3 overtime, and normally, I would say in the past, hey, the Leafs are at an advantage here, but I don't think they are. Slavin, Aho, and Jarvis with a great move, and that puck is broken up by Jake McCabe. It is Tavares, Nylander, and McCabe for the Leafs. They are a lot slower. A lot slower. This is where, unfortunately, there's the goal, and it's over. Where having John Tavares as your second-line center hurts you. Big goal. And Joseph Wall just unfortunately lets that one in. I think that was Nikishin with the goal, too. Wow, it's over. I enjoyed that. Carolina Hurricanes win 4-3. Shots are 37-26. The Leafs didn't deserve a point in this one, but they got one. Yeah. This is where having Tavares out there, I know they put him out there to win the faceoff, but if he doesn't win the faceoff and go directly to the bench, which is what he was doing or what he was supposed to be doing, then he's stuck out there against guys that are just way faster than him. And I just don't think, like John, as he's getting older, he was never the most fleet of foot guy. There's only so much you can do in 3-on-3. Like being a great positional hockey player matters more when you're 5-on-5. When you're 3-on-3, it's about speed and puck movement and your ability to make passes. And the Hurricanes we know they're elite at that. We know they're great at that. And that is where I go, Craig, just put out Bo Grew. Put out Bo Grew. That guy can skate and he can win faceoffs. Put him out. You know what I mean? Doesn't make any sense to me, but again, that is what it is. So, guys, it's 9:35. The Mad Dog is still 25 years old, and she's put in a good long day here at SDPN. She's been here since like 11 this morning. So I think we're going to go let her get outside and play with her friends. I think Maddie's going to go party, as she did on St. Patrick's Day this week. Oh, you're going to go watch The Traders. Oh, that's a great show. Good call. Good call. I want to thank Robert Malloy for doing such a great job as mod tonight. I want to thank Maddie for doing such a great job as producer specifically with all the issues we had in the first period. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Do not forget, Steve Dangle's going to be doing this tomorrow night. We got streams plenty. All right? Get in there. And I love you all. Henderson Galbraith, good night. Grew crew. Love you all, and we will see you next week. Wait, hold on. Let me check my next. I want to check the stream calendar. Hang on here. I just 1 sec before we go. Today is the 20th of March, and 21st, Steve Dangle. Hey, we got Bruins next week, and then we got Rangers next week, back to back on Tuesday and Wednesday. So I will see you guys for those games, and party time. All right. Mwah. Love you all. See you later. Brand new podcast out right now. Check it out.